So what do they call you?
Shy boy. Everybody knows me by Seppi.
What are you incarcerated for, sir, and how long is your sentence?
For murder, and the sheriff sentenced to death.
Where are you from?
Call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Where are you from out here on the streets?
Hawaiian Gardens, California.
Do you or did you at any time point in your life belong to any type of gangs, groups, organizations, or anything like that, sir?
Gangs.
What was your upbringing like, sir?
I had both. I still got my parents. I had my mom, my dad, my brothers, sisters. Growing up as a child, I still got them. Thank God.
Did you ever see violence as a young man, Jose? Were you ever around violence?
Like, violence around yes, the neighborhood, yes.
At what age would you say you were exposed to a significant act of violence?
I think at a young age, even just trying drugs, I tried at 9 years old.
And may I ask, what compelled you to want to try drugs at such a young age?
I guess being around with the homies and stuff like that. I want to feel like fit in, you know.
May I ask, so you said that you did get associated with the neighborhood gangs, right?
Yes.
May I ask why?
Well, I guess, I grew up it was in the heart of the neighborhood, and we seen it like other gangs, and I had this close friend of me, rest in peace. We went to school, and we were always we started calling our son names, you know. And yeah, we were just young, and it's just a rough neighborhood growing up right there, especially in the heart of the neighborhood, you know. So I had a close friend, and he was shot down the street from my house. I was in my room, and they came in telling me that my friend got shot, and I ran outside, and I was watching him. He started choking his blood, and I had him in my arms. And that's then I don't know what happened to his sister and mom. They moved out of the neighborhood. And that kind of messed me up because I still remember that day. That was my closest friend, you know. We were only 15.
How does that affect you mentally? Does that make you more cautious? Does it make you more paranoid? You know, wanting to carry a pistol, basically looking over your shoulder constantly?
Nah, I really just wasn't around, because there was always gangbanging in the neighborhood, so they're telling me I didn't have a gun, so I didn't have no money for one, so I wouldn't carry one. Not at a young age, until I got older.
Before you got into this incident with this police officer, may I ask, were you ever involved in any other type of violence before this incident?
A year before this incident, I had got beat up by the sheriffs. That's in the same apartment.
Okay, so now that you brought that up, I must ask you, man, what was it that happened between you and this police officer? Why did you take it to this extreme?
So, since I was already out, I already knew him for a few years. He was in trying to he was always investigating me. And people that I hang around with, even I had a girlfriend. She's like, "What are you doing with him? He's a killer." I wasn't no killer, you know. Just people knew me, and got into fights, whatever. And yeah, he tried whether they sold drugs. He told me that if during his shift, if anything happens in his shift, that he's gonna come for me, and he'll set me up, whatever. So I was like, what? You know, so I was like, this guy's corrupted, you know. So after that, just went on, and next thing you know, I ready to run from him. I remember to always be my bike, and he'll chase me. And at that time, I already had a gun. And he told one of my friends' parents, his dad, he told them all, he said, tell Seppi that next time he runs, I'm shooting to kill. So that right away, I took that serious, you know, because it's not going to be me, you know. That's how that led right there.
You knew that he had it in his mindset that perhaps something might happen. That day,
Yeah.
how did you guys meet? Like, how did he see you? How did you guys come into contact?
I was actually standing in front of some apartments with a friend of mine, and I seen him at the light, and he couldn't. He like, I don't know if he knew if it was me or not, but he tried to creep up on me, go through the alley with his partner. He had a partner with him, and they went through the alley slowly, and he got off the car, I guess checking the apartment, like they said, he was, I guess, asking for me, but nobody seen me because I was still in the right there where the car was at, and then I seen him coming to the next apartment, and I went inside one of the apartments, and I sat down, and he was about to leave, and one of the girls turned on the radio, and it was loud, and then he looked back, and I was watching him, and he came to come knock on the door, and he asked for me, and then people took the other way, like towards where I was at, and that's where he started just pulling people out, while his partner was running the plates on the cab.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And they just started pulling people out, some of the girls, they took out all the little girls, whatever, one of the females, and when he got to the guy, he starts pulling out his gun, because this is the guy now, he's going to run his ID, whatever. So that's when I it just triggered in my head, he's going to kill me, so I'm not going to let that happen, you know. I already knew he was corrupted, so I just shot him.
How did you get caught?
When I shot him, I looked out the door, and I seen that he was down, and I was about to walk up to the other door that said under the carport, and the guy that he was running his ID, he's all like, he said, no, hold on. So his partner's right there. So I looked, and I see his partner was already on the walkie-talkie walking towards the alley. So when he's walking towards the alley, I'm in the carport, so I walk into the carport, there's another exit that goes to the alley. So once I seen him, I peeked, and I seen that he's walking the other way back towards where everybody's at. That's when I went to the alley, and I went around the block, and I just went like about 6 or 7 houses, and I jumped the fence over to where I used to hang out at.
And how did they manage to catch you?
I guess when they got one of the females, she told them, yeah, he's over there. He's where I hang out at.
Did the authorities rough you up in any type of way? I mean, I'm sure they must be upset, and I'm sure, I mean, they probably try to sneak one or two hits in.
Now they step on my feet, because I didn't have my shoes on, so they're stepping on me. They go, "Want to kill you? We got people in the inside." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." That was a SWAT team.
So when something like this happens, what is the protocol for an individual such as yourself, you know, convicted of murdering a cop? Where exactly do they transfer you to? And are you on constant surveillance? Do they let you out on the general population area? What is that like?
I went to it straight took me to the county I went to the police station for interview, whatever. And I didn't talk to them. They took me straight to high power in the county jail, and they took me there until I went to court. And they didn't put me no population. It was the highest you could go in high power.
And what are you thinking, man? You know, once the adrenaline wears down, once you're in your cell and you've had a moment to think, you've had a moment to reflect, what's going on in your mind?
Well, I was like this. That was it. My whole life just like, I don't know. Like I'm through now. You know, like I'm caught. You know, I was still in the gang, so like, you know, I was like kind of like proud, like, you know, like this is, you know.
So at that point in time, you
You have
ran
60
with it.
seconds remaining.
At that point in time, it was an ego boost. You basically earned your stripes in some type of way.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have any type of remorse whatsoever?
Now I do. Like I should have just, if I was thinking right, I could have turned them into the FBI, you know, instead of being in here, you know. This is not the place to be now that I stepped away from gangs and everything.
Are you able to call back?
Yes, I'll call back right now.
From my understanding, it was probably about a year or 2 years after this incident that your neighborhood got hit with the RICO indictment, correct? And about 120 or 50 dudes got swept up.
Yes.
And did you catch any heat because of that? Because you basically made the neighborhood hot.
Yeah. I made that's I catch no heat in the heat. That guy was I lost all my homies, all my friends, that so-called homeboys. They like basically they forgot about me. You know, I'm in it alone. You know.
Throughout your time of incarceration, man, you said that your homies forgot about you. Have they sent you packages in any type of way? Do they send you money? Do they make sure that, you know, you're good on your books? Or anything like that?
Nothing. I've been struggling all these years, you know, just passing through. Luckily I had my mom, you know, and dad.
But that's the reality of the gangster life. That's the other side of the coin that people don't see.
Yes. They need to see that, you know.
That you could put in work and catch a life sentence, and your homies will move on. They'll forget about you.
Yeah. Yeah, like, well, just like as far as like the heat, you know, they're like, oh yeah, when it comes down like the RICO Act, they're like, oh, I don't know him. All of a sudden, they don't know him, you know. They just want to carry the fame, but they don't remember nobody, you know. I never got no money, no package, not even a birthday card, you know. Which when I send a card, I'm like, you know, I don't expect no money from you guys. Just, you know, at least, you know, hey, how you doing, you know? Not even that.
Is it safe to say that it was personal between you and this individual?
Well, it got personal once he threatened me, yeah. Other than that, I never had problems with him until once he made that threat. That's when I, like, you know, I took it real personal. How about if I didn't say I wouldn't have shot him or anything? What about would he have went with his act? Would he kill me? Would it have been me in that situation? And as I say, I've seen a lot of cases like this already since I've been down, and they never arrest the deputy. Not even with anyone, like the one with the guy showing where the cop shot in the face, that old lady, whatever. She only had a pot of water in her hand.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely aware. I think they did arrest a guy though.
Yeah, now, because that's the way they see me, you know. What about other cases?
They didn't try to offer you any type of deals?
Oh, no. They offer no deals. There's no deals for me. They said death penalty off the bat.
So your lawyer, like, did he try to fight for you? Did you have a lawyer?
I had a lawyer, but not a paid lawyer. It was a state paid lawyer. I just feel like he would help me out because I asked them to investigate him. Like I told him he's corrupt, and they didn't. They waited for my trial to be over and then investigate. So now I don't got. The only thing I have a chance to get an appeal is my medical, because they poisoned me in the county. So if they see that and they appeal it, then I'll have a chance to bring up that he was corrupted.
How fast was your court process?
It was like 18 months.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Is that rather quickly? Is that rather quick? Is that swift compared to others?
That was fast, but it was fast in a way I was happy because, like I said, they contaminated me with food, you know, so I was actually dying slowly. So I was happy that they kicked me out of there because I was able to get attention when I got to San Quentin, even though they left me like that for years. But in 2015, they finally gave me a pill that controls my nerves in my stomach.
How often do you think about this incident?
The sentence?
How often do you think about this incident?
I try not to think about it, but it does cost my. I even had dreams about it still. Like still have dreams of this incident.
What are your dreams like? What are these dreams like?
Wild. I don't know if it's what I did. I don't know if it's like, you know, like, I say, I don't know. I can't explain it. Just, I know the sweat, like, I wake up sweaty.
Does he talk to you in your dreams?
No, I never talked to me. It's all like, it's all just a dream, but no sound. It's just happening.
And you wake up and you're in this cold, dark cell in San Quentin death row, and I've seen the cells there, man. They're ugly and they look cold and rugged, man. How does that make you feel mentally? Do you feel alone? Do you feel helpless?
Nah, I always felt like lonely because of everybody that left me, but now maybe because my mind would be distracted, or like a lot of my mind always was on my health. My health was always, so I was always thinking about my health.
What's going on with your health?
So, like I told you, I got contaminated food, so I was poisoned and it messed up my stomach, and I had to get surgery for my gallbladder. They took that out, and they said that I was like a mystery. They couldn't never find out what was wrong with me, because everything I ate, I threw up. And for years and years I was like that. So I told you 2015, they gave me this antidepressant pill that's like an acid, and it calms my stomach. I'm able to eat food now and not throw up.
I must ask you, are you the same person that you once were 19 years ago?
No.
How so? Why? How have you changed?
Why? Well, for my family and kids.
What has changed?
I wanted to go through. What has changed? Well, I stepped away from gangs. I read the Bible, which I never did. And I try to do positive things. I play pickleball in the yard. I never played no sports before. I go to groups, which is a BLP group, which it has a NAAA. It has everything. It's all mixed of everything. I'm almost done with that class. I'll get a certificate. They had you know how they have the walk for breast cancer and stuff like that? Well, they had one for the victim impact, and I did that.
That's good. That's good.
So that's why I see I did change. The old me wouldn't done that.
Do you have regrets, Epi? Honestly, man, truly,
Yeah.
do you really have
Yes,
remorse?
I do. Yes, I do. I regret doing that. Like I said, I should have turned them in to the FBI, you know, or somebody to do what I did.
Did you have to see the family? I'm sure he had kids, and I can only imagine how much it devastated them.
Yeah.
Do you ever think
They
about
don't
that?
tell me if I can see it in them. I can see them that, you know, I can see they got real old with my kids, you know, that it's hard for, like, my parents adopted my kids. So it's like, that's their parents. They brought them to me one time to see me. I seen them for 10 hours. And it was like awkward because I'm not there, you know. I'm there. I wrote them letters and everything, but not the same, you know.
When was the last time you seen them?
2015. I
10
call
years ago.
like so I call them.
And how does that make you feel, man? That
Sad.
you're missing out.
Yeah, sad. As I said, I wish I would have did differently, you know. Maybe in my mind was thought differently, not always like a gang member, you know.
If perhaps you can start over if you were given that opportunity, which I know we don't have second chances in this life, man. But if you did have that second chance, if we can go back, would you choose another route?
With my family, my kids, up in Vegas. Yeah, try to be a better parent.
Working as a plumber, working as a mechanic, working as anything.
Anything, just, you know.
Man, do you ever think about that life? Like, do you ever let yourself fantasize of what life could be like?
Well, I had that life before I went to prison. Like in '99, I used to live in Florida, so I had a little taste of that life for like 2 years. I actually paid bills, my rent. I already know that little taste, so I know it'd be good if I had that chance again.
Do you feel you deserve that chance?
I would like to get that chance. I think I deserve it.
If a parole board would ask you why?
Why? Because I'm doing all these programs that I'm not even supposed to be doing from the judge. The judge they sentenced me to death. I'm here now on the main line, and I'm joining groups, and I'm trying to show them that I'm changed, you know?
If the victim's family were listening to this interview, is there anything that you would like for them to know?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever communicated with them in any type of way?
No, I don't think I would be able to, or my lawyers and all that. I'm not even supposed to be doing interviews, but I should do it on my own. That way people out there know the truth.
Seti, I must ask you, man, how did your family react to this?
To this? They don't like to talk about it. I know it took a toll on them, you know?
I can imagine, man. Did they live right there in that area?
No, they moved out of state like a year before that happened.
Man, what is it like being sentenced to death?
It sucks, knowing that maybe one day that they will pull me down.
See, the crazy thing is, you know, the governor now and this state is completely against that, man. But there's other states, like the state of Florida and the state of Texas and the state of Missouri, and that are actively executing inmates on a monthly basis.
Yes.
So that's a crazy thing to have in the back of your mind, huh?
Yeah. Because what about other people that are executed? How many of them are innocent?
Are you
They
yourself?
execute them real quick.
Are you yourself against the death penalty?
Against it? I never even thought it existed either.
What's it like being on the notorious San Quentin death row? What's the environment like? And seeing that your neighbors are all cold-blooded killers.
Yeah. Yeah. There is. I don't know. I can't say there is. I can't judge the person, you know. But I'm sure they are. Not everybody are. I say they're not all innocent or they're innocent, you know. I can't judge them, you know. That's not my place, you know. Only God knows.
What would you describe your mental state to be like? Are you depressed? Are
mental
you happy?
State to be like. Actually, I was before I came here. I was very depressed. I used to sleep a lot. I didn't even know why. But for years and years, ever since I think for the past 10 years, I slept a lot. I sleep a lot. Like I could go for 3 days straight. And now since I got here, I've been actively more like I go out all day. I come back in. I notice a big change that I don't sleep that much anymore. So I know a lot of depression. I know that these cells got me like that.
So you're sentenced to death, man. If they were to make up some law where you would have 1 day out here in the free world, and you can go to maybe one restaurant or something, what would that day consist of, and where would you go eat?
Where would I go eat? Oh man, my favorite place always was Jack in the Box. So I guess I'll go Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I love me some Jack in the Cracks, man. Especially them two tacos for 99 cents.
Yeah.
I think they raised the price now. I think they're $129 now. But man, that was always my go-to when I was not doing too good.
Yeah. So it's with my parents. That's what we would always go. You know, we'll go in the truck and we'll eat the tacos in the truck too.
And what would you do, man, if you were to have that 1 day of freedom? Where would you go?
I'll spend it with my kids, my 2 boys, and my mom, of course, and dad.
So I must ask you, Seppi, man, is the gangster life worth it, man? For the youngster out there who wants to prove himself, who wants to make a name for himself in his neighborhood, is it worth picking up that case? Is it worth taking the next man's life, the next Hispanic, another brown man's life, to make a name? Is it worth it?
No, it's not worth it. No. Definitely not. You don't need to prove yourself to nobody. You're your own man.
Do you have any last message, man, for any youngster out there who might be listening to this interview? Anything else that you would like to leave them with?
That's just to do positive things. It's not all about being in the gang. You don't need to prove yourself to nobody. Just stay out to do positive things. One day they're going to have kids with themselves, When we're young, we think differently. So once we get older, we get wiser, Think before it's too late. This is not the place to be.
Man, so the life of a killer, man, it's a cold, lonely existence.
Yes, it is.